a complete role reversal from how the anthems were received at The only doubts had concerned the Arsenal pair, David Seaman and Martin Keown, who both suffered calf problems. Seaman is fit to start in goal, but Keown is out and replaced by Gareth Southgate. No visiting side has scored 3 times in a competitive game against England at Wembley since Germany 27 years ago in the same competition. Pierluigi Collina of Italy is the man taking the whistle. Paul Ince will certainly remember him. He, of course, sent him off when England played away to Sweden at the start of their qualifying group. He's a strict disciplinarian, but regarded as one of Europe's finest referees. A 3-1 win in 1949. Trevor Stephen, can they do it tonight?
That's a tall order. They really do need to start well, Peter, and they have changed the team slightly. Neil McCann being introduced. I thought young Burchill might have got a chance as well up front for Scotland, because he has exceptional pace. That might have been one of the possibilities for Craig Brown. Might have caused Tony Adams a few problems and Gareth Southgate in the middle of defence. But he's gone with Neil McCann. Brought in Callum Davidson in a traditional left-back position there as well, although he will push up on David Beckham as far as he possibly can.
Here's Paul Ince, who was outstanding at Hampden Park. Hutchison for Scotland. Scholes closing down eagerly then on Ferguson. Scotland defending the goal to our right. This is Colin Hendry. Both teams in their traditional colours, and it's a frenzied atmosphere in this famous old stadium. One of the last internationals to be played here, of course, before the new stadium is introduced in the not too distant future. Here's Billy Dodds, who was lively up front for the Scots at the weekend. But Adams and Keown were so strong defensively, and they certainly won the physical battle. No Keown tonight. Southgate replacing him in the back line. Laid off by Shearer. Down goes Scholes. Now Ince looking to drive England forward. Brought down by Hutchison, who was guilty of a terrible foul on Scholes at the weekend that went unpunished. He had been doubtful for this game because of injury, Hutchison.
Already competitive in there, Don Hutchison, just clipping the heels of Paul Ince. Noticed already, though, that Don Hutchison's moved up front alongside Billy Dodds. That was always, again, another consideration for Craig Brown. We thought that Neil McCann might be in that position, but no, Hutchison's moved up front.
Scholes trying to thread it through. Here's Beckham in the wide right position. Now, Sol Campbell, who had quite a few buccaneering runs from the right back role. And he's going forward well now. And it's Shearer on the turn. It's an unfamiliar role then for Sol Campbell at right back, but he settled in so adroitly at the weekend.
He did. He looked so comfortable in the first leg, and Kevin Keegan had no qualms about playing in there again. 2 missed tackles there from the Scottish left-hand side. It's worrying to see that. Neil McCann losing his feet. And that's John Collins there sliding in a bit rashly. And Hendry just doing enough to put Shearer off.
Tremendous determination from Sol Campbell. Here's Beckham. There's Callum Davidson, who's come in on the left side for the Scots tonight. Some fierce tackling here in the early minutes. McCann wearing 9 for Scotland. Dodds and Hutchison through the centre. Here's John Collins with the free kick. Weir has come up from the back. Michael Owen, who had his first start under Keegan at the weekend. Some nice touches, and he certainly caused problems for the Scots, particularly in the first half. Replaced later on by Andy Cole. There's Ince, battling this time with Dodds, and it's a free kick to England. Billy Dodds of Dundee United. Neville on the left side of England's back line. It's Southgate with the free kick. It's only his 3rd start in 11 international, Southgate. Keown has been preferred, certainly in recent games under Keegan. Beckham, who can't be such an influence, although he said himself he was a little restrained at the weekend. He was on a booking. One more would have meant he'd missed tonight. Didn't get quite as involved as Keegan might have liked him to have done. Up goes Hutchison with Campbell. Campbell, who of course crossed for the first goal from Paul Scholes. And it was all downhill for Craig Brown's team from there. Collins. And he can be a creative influence for the Scots if England let him play.
Well, there's no great masterstroke so far from Craig Brown. His team's sitting literally as it did in the first leg. Craig Burley found himself in that right wing-back position on the far side of the field. Dailly, he's back in that central defensive role.
Collins swapping passes with McCann. And the free kick going England's way.
It's a crucial little area with David Beckham involved again. It's got Callum Davidson again. Craig Brown's brought him in to do a really tight marking job because so much of England's play comes through Beckham.
Paul Ritchie had that job at the weekend. Couldn't curb him completely though. Beckham, of course, crossing for the second goal from Scholes. David Seaman, who had a fitness test to enable him to play. He's had this calf problem that's been troubling him for some time. Foul by Callum Davidson, the Blackburn Rovers defender. Beckham with a free kick. Shearer lurking on the edge of the box. Campbell just making his way forward now, along with Tony Adams. The Scots need to concentrate here. Floated in by Beckham towards Adams and Campbell. It was Hendry who just nudged it away. Don Hutchison. Owen was after him. Here's Owen now with a blistering pace. Well, he's a little short of match fitness, having been out injured for much of the early part of the season. But he's such a menacing figure when he has time and he has room.
That's a good header originally there from Colin Hendry, clearing the danger. When Owen gets the ball wide, he shows his pace, leaves the defender stranded. This is when you just want Owen just to be more calculated, use his left foot perhaps in a position like that, drag it back to one of his forwards.
Predominantly right-footed, and it showed there. Play by Dailly. Shearer, good touchdown for Scholes. Now it's Jamie Redknapp. Another man who's really playing out of position. He's on the left of midfield. Scholes. Such an intelligent player, Paul Scholes, as he underlined with his 2 goals. Superbly taken at the weekend. And his overall game very impressive too. He had to dash home at the weekend. His young son had been taken ill, but thankfully it was a false alarm. His 3-month-old son, Aaron, is fine and well. John Collins for Scotland. Outmanoeuvred though by Campbell. Well, it's been a fairly bruising encounter so far. 10 bookings at the weekend. Don't think we're going to get through 90 minutes here without a yellow card or two, especially with Collina in charge.
He likes to keep a tight ship, does Mr. Collina, and he'll stamp out anything that's going to be add any heat to this already hot atmosphere.
Shearer. It was Collins, then Hutchison with a clever header down. Craig Burley. Not really his happiest on the right side, but that's how he's being deployed at the moment by Craig Brown for Scotland. Redknapp, the Liverpool captain. Given away to Collins. It was an ambitious pass. There's Christian Dailly asking a lot here of Callum Davidson, his Blackburn teammate. As Beckham settles for the goal kick.
Well, Scotland need to settle a bit better on the ball than they have already. I've noticed Barry Ferguson's giving the ball away very easily. That time, Christian Dailly moving forward and not giving Callum Davidson any chance with the ball that he put into space. Need to be a little bit calmer, a little bit cooler, and possession's going to be vital tonight.
England have lost only one of the last 26 European and World Cup qualifying games here. Italy overcame them in '97 in the World Cup qualifiers. Gianfranco Zola's winning goal. Scotland have proved they're hard to beat, putting Saturday's result aside for the moment. Finished second in the group, remember, behind the Czech Republic. Chance for Scholes! Out of nothing, really. He is such a predator around the 18-yard box, dithering at the back from Scotland, and they were almost punished.
But nothing more than a hopeful ball, really, from Alan Shearer. Nobody particularly picked out. That's Hendry, just maybe a little bit short on fitness there, you know. Stretches the leg out, doing nothing other than setting Scholes up for the shot, and he couldn't have hit that sweeter. You see Kevin Keegan's reaction.
Half a chance, that's so often. That's all he needs, Paul Scholes. 9 goals in 19 appearances for his country, including 3, of course, against Poland here, 2 against the Scots. Go out and throw a few hand grenades around as the message to him from the England camp, from Keegan and co. What they don't want, though, is the exorcist that he threw when he was sent off against Sweden. He needs to control his fiery temperament. Hendry, an abrasive little customer, Paul Scholes, but what a finisher and what a player. 10 minutes in, 10 fiercely passionate minutes, as we would have anticipated. Redknapp for England. Off goes Michael Owen. David Weir of Everton had stayed with him.
That ball there just played from Jamie Redknapp. It's a ball that Jamie Redknapp will try and play as often as he can to Michael Owen, making those diagonal runs. There's a lot of water put onto this pitch before the game, and it's really a slippy top to this. It's quite a crisp evening in London.
Scotland breaking with some purpose now. McCann away to the left here, just couldn't take it in his stride. Very disappointing then for Scotland. England have been found wanting a little there defensively. Haven't really picked him up. Davidson. Don't think he was going to score from there, not on his right foot anyway.
The England defence backed off and gave Callum Davidson that opportunity, but this is what Scotland must do more of, and they've done it very well then. Neil McCann's first touch, not a good one. Opportunity's gone. If he could have moved that out from his feet, no way Beckham would have been back to make that opportunity.
And look at the frustration there for Craig Brown. Beckham was tracking back but wouldn't have got there had McCann managed to take that on then. Davidson with the header. Well, they've got to be positive tonight, Scotland, if they are to retain any hopes of turning this round. 2 down from the first leg. John Collins. On to his Everton teammate, David Weir. Now Burley. They really didn't play to their full potential at the weekend, Scotland, especially in the second half, when England were content really just to contain them, having completed half the job in the first half with Scholes' 2 goals. Hendry. Now Christian Dailly. Davidson available to his left. Dodds has made tracks into the middle, and Ferguson's in there too. And there is Ferguson! Static defending by England. And they so nearly paid the price for it.
Well, he should have scored, Peter, there. This is superb work from Scotland. Plenty possession. End of the ball there, and from Callum Davidson was excellent. David Beckham not doing his job, not stopping the cross. And Barry Ferguson should have done better. That should have been 1-0 to Scotland.
Well, they are certainly taking the game to England in search of an early breakthrough. Dodds. Here's Collins. Now Burley, who's seen the run of Hutchison through the middle. That's good policing though by Campbell. Now then to Beckham. Oh, the tackler was late. Seen by the referee, who's waving play on. But I think he will want a word, or maybe more, with Davidson in a moment. Meantime, it's Hutchison. Dodds making an angle run ahead of him. Hutchison brought down, free kick to Scotland, taken quickly. The pace unrelenting in this early phase of the match. Callum Davidson. Good movement from McCann, who is an exciting prospect. Well, you were saying beforehand, Trevor, he's just gone back a little bit this season. He's had 1 or 2 injuries, isn't he, McCann? That's right.
He was excellent last year for Rangers, scored important goals as well. He's not hit the same form yet, but this is the sort of night that he can really pull his season together. And the early part of his game, he's been very impressive. The left-hand side seems to be working quite well for Scotland at the moment. Callum Davidson and Neil McCann working the ball nicely.
Redknapp. Ince has gone on a run ahead of him. Also available is David Beckham. Magnificent passer of the ball, Beckham. Don't think there's a better player in the world at the moment in that area of his game. Here's Shearer showing his strength. But England can't prove an opening. Campbell. Not sure he intended that, but he's found Michael Owen. Scholes and Shearer both in the box. Owen wanted one touch too many, but he's forced a corner anyway. Off Christian Dailly.
Good defending there from Christian Dailly. Nobody likes to be under pressure from Michael Owen coming towards the box. He was backing off, but judged it perfectly. Had to give away the corner, of course, and we know what Beckham can deliver from these sort of opportunities.
Adams is on the near post with Scholes. Further back is Shearer and Southgate. It was Hendry who had it clear, only as far as Paul Ince. On by Neville to Redknapp. He scored his first international goal in the recent friendly against Belgium. Owen again looking to drift in from the left side. He's just bent that too far for Scholes. And also Beckham, who was arriving.
It's the best little phase of play for England by a long stretch. It started to get a little bit of possession. Redknapp did well to get it out to Owen. His final ball there just didn't find a white shirt. But a little bit better from England. They would have to be accused on Saturday of poor possession in the second half. Kept giving it away. Kevin Keegan has stressed beforehand it's important to keep hold of the ball. And they were trying certainly to improve on Saturday's performance.
15 minutes gone in the first half. England 0, Scotland 0. England with the 2-goal advantage from the first meeting at Hampden. But Scotland, on the evidence so far, are going to give it a real go here. Colin Hendry was very anxious to impress Derby's manager Jim Smith. I think is in the stands tonight watching. A move is pending to Derby from Rangers, where he seems to be out of favour. Hendry has hardly played this season. Owen couldn't get away from David Weir. Hendry then mopping up. On by Burley. Good turn by Billy Dodds. Here's Collins. Scotland will look to channel what they can through Collins with his creative eye. Here's Davidson to Collins now. An educated left foot, as they say. On by Barry Ferguson. Hutchison had come deep for him. This is David Weir. But the pass has gone astray. Now can Redknapp set England in motion. Scholes to Philip Neville of Manchester United. This is Owen. Couldn't shake off his marker. Tight defending then by Weir. Burley with a long ball, aiming for McCann. But Campbell was there for England. Redknapp to Scholes. Owen trying to find some space up front. There's none available.
Poor touch again then from Michael Owen. The ball's been fed into him nicely. Twice he's been looking for the player behind him, marking him closely, and his first touch has let him down on a couple of occasions already.
His 18th cap tonight, Michael Owen. 5 goals for his country. He actually scored one for England's schoolboys against Scotland, which he claims was the best of his career, even better than the one he scored for the senior team against Argentina. So it must have been some strike. Hendry, who's a real leader at the back, hence his inclusion, although he isn't fully fit. Craig Brown wants real brave hearts out there, but it will need more than that, you feel. They need some poise too, and they need to improve their finishing.
As far as Colin Hendry is concerned, Peter, I think he's glad to get that game on Saturday under his belt, and I think we'll see an improved Colin Hendry tonight. A real leader on the field for Scotland, and so far he's doing that. He's picking out the runs and he's winning headers in the air there, and so far so good.
As he got caught out on the first goal when Scholes nipped in on the blind side. And he got a lot of stick for that, Hendry. This is Ferguson. Now Burley. McCann, who's running right across the line up front. Showing really good movement so far. Kind of movement they were rather lacking at the weekend, I felt.
I have to say, when Neil McCann gets in positions like that, when he gets the ball wide and he's going at a player like he was at Tony Adams there, he really does need to be positive and go for it himself. He has the ability to worry any defender, and that includes the English captain there. So it's vital that he really does go for his opportunities when he gets them on both sides of the field.
Neil Sullivan, very much a fixture in Scotland's goal these days. Starting 10 of 11 now. Shearer looking to test him. But got his range all wrong. Alan Shearer on 28 goals in 55 appearances for England. It's a terrific record. And Keegan knows the value of his captain, whatever others may think, and he's had a pretty up and down season so far, really, Shearer. A lot of trauma, turmoil early on. Sort of a traumatic time for him when things were going wrong at Newcastle. But his season has really come alive, Shearer, since the arrival there of Bobby Robson. Beckham. That was a lovely turn too, and away from Davidson. Not though from Dailly, still Beckham. Whipping over his cross, which Dailly has dealt with. McCann. Checking off Campbell, which is no easy task. Now it's Craig Burley. Hutchison has shown for him. Dodds well forward too. Here's John Collins. On to McCann. Good link-up play here from the Scots. Just for a moment there, I thought Seaman might have been tested, but rather a wasted effort from McCann. Yeah,
that's the problem with Neil McCann this season, unfortunately. His final ball's not been to his usual standard. He did so well to create that little opportunity to get the ball in there. Turned away from Beckham nicely. I think that man there, Craig Brown, will be quite happy with what he's seen so far. They've created a couple of chances. England haven't settled into any pattern of play, and he'll be happy with that.
Well, they say Craig Brown's job is on the line. He's had 6 years in charge. And you can't really knock his record with the resources available to him. He's done a fine job. I think he's got some way to go yet to complete his 2-year contract. And if I know Craig, he certainly won't want to quit, whatever the outcome. Scholes on to Shearer. England desperate to inflict more misery on Craig Brown. But at the moment, the Scots have given a decent account of themselves. That was Beckham. Now Paul Ince. Nothing wrong with the tackle, but he's prepared to scrap for anything. Ince really has been rejuvenated this season since his move to Middlesbrough. And his return to the England fold. Phil Neville. Well, he's aimed his cross too far. And there's Davidson with a poor header out, straight to Ince. Now it's Beckham. Campbell supporting, as he did so often at the weekend. Still Sol Campbell. And it's too close in the end to Sullivan. Here's Burley. Now Barry Ferguson, the young Rangers player. Scotland have real high hopes for him for the future. And they need a big performance from him tonight too, in this Wembley cauldron. Collins. McCann. Well, the idea was there, not quite the execution. Back up to Owen, not caught in possession. Beckham himself then was caught by Callum Davidson.
We've just moved into a little crucial part of the game at the moment. Scotland have had a really good start, but they're starting to fade a little bit. England starting to build the tempo again, trying to get their game going. Passes like that from Paul Ince won't help the cause.
Another rather ambitious ball from Burley, played out from the back. England had possession again through Paul Ince, who a couple of months back felt his international career was over. But very much back in the frame now with the suspension for David Batty. Owen's on his way, taking on Dailly. But Scotland had sufficient cover. John Collins. Hutchison. Oh, it's a fine pass sent by Collins. Picking out Burley over on that right side for Scotland. Dodds has tucked in here. Then Ferguson. They can't get out ahead of steam this time, though, Scotland. See what Ferguson can do here. Christian Dailly. It's a loose pass from Hutchison, seized on by Beckham, but it's Collins now. And he got his angles totally wrong. Redknapp. Shearer's pulled away to that left side. Neville. Such a versatile player, Neville. Operating down the left, but he's equally adept on the right or in midfield, central defence, you name it, he can play there. Paul Ince in the anchor role in midfield. Now Beckham. Shearer waits in the box. No service this time, though, from the Manchester United man. Here's Beckham again. Bit of a casual pass by Ince, who's blaming the turf.
Well, it hasn't been a dynamic start by England by any stretch of the imagination. We saw Beckham just throwing a ball in there, not one of his finest crosses. And the defence was good from Scotland, not allowing Beckham getting that half a yard to whip those ball in.
Well, Craig Brown has the experience at managerial level, more so than Keegan. Brown has been pointing out they've got 63 caps as a player between them, and they all belong to Kevin. Redknapp. Michael Owen. Just teasing Dailly, looking to get a run on goal. Still Owen. Fell over himself. McCann. Laid back to John Collins, who is seeing plenty of the ball in the midfield for Scotland. Weir. Hutchison. The Everton combination. Here's Hutchison again. Billy Dodds. Ferguson. Well, they're certainly playing Scotland as if they don't believe this game is over yet. But they have an awful lot to do still. And as Craig Brown was saying beforehand, it's not vital that we score early on. We need to go hell for leather. We don't beat them with claymores and bagpipes, he says. Ferguson, just 21. Dive, says Adams. I think the referee probably agreed with that. Unconvinced as Hutchison went down. Neville angling his pass in towards Michael Owen. Ferguson was there, and then Burley, but he hasn't kept that in play. It's sweaty if you're out there. It's pretty cold watching from the stands, I can tell you. Again, Owen making no impression. The Scots setting about their task in really determined and vigorous fashion here. Don't write us off yet is their message. McCann to Collins, then to Davidson. McCann again. Scholes couldn't take it on. It was Ferguson's tackle. This is Don Hutchison. Dodds in the middle. And alert defending by Southgate. It's Burley again. Southgate's headed clearance. Shearer losing out. David Weir. Dodds. Possession here for Scotland. Barry Ferguson. Collins. Then Dailly. England with everybody back in their own half. Here's Callum Davidson. Collins. A much more vibrant Scotland here this evening. Still Collins, just clipping it on to Billy Dodds, who's turned well. Hutchison nearly took it in his stride. The flag was up anyway for offside, but certainly plenty to concern England there.
Well, Scotland can't do any better than they're doing at the moment. It's heart-stopping moments for all England fans and the England team, in fact, and this is what Billy Dodds has been doing very well for for Dundee United this season. He gets onto the ball in the box and he'll make himself a little half yard. Good balance on the ball, pulls it away from Adams, just fires the ball wide on Hutchison it was, who'd gone into that offside position. But worrying times for England. There's no pattern to the play whatsoever as yet, and it's all Scotland, to be quite honest.
The first meeting of the two nations since Euro 96, when England, of course, eventually overcame the Scots by 2-0, but it was a hard struggle on that occasion, I remember. 4 goals from Shearer, and, well, that wonderful one from Paul Gascoigne saw England through. But not before David Seaman has saved a penalty from Gary McAllister. Hendry. Again, the flag raised on the far side. But the initiative is with Scotland, you feel, just at this stage.
Definitely so, Peter. Kevin Keegan will not be happy with the tempo of the game as far as England are concerned. Just letting things happen to them rather than setting the pace of the game. And they're going to get themselves into danger. It just takes 1 goal and Scotland will feel they're right back in this tie.
Half an hour gone in this absorbing second leg. England still over the edge thanks to those 2 goals up at Hampden. But Scotland, on what we've seen so far, are making a real fight of this. Now it's David Beckham with a free kick. Scotland kept their composure, and I think actually Collina, the referee, does he want it taken again, or is he continuing with a throw? It will just be the throw. It was Dodds who was complaining at the Italian. Hutchison sliding in. England's throw again. Keegan was saying before the match he doesn't want his team to settle for 0-0. He wants them to go for a resounding victory to stamp home their authority. Scholes, and then Ince. Scholes took it away from him. Ince again. Intelligent distribution too. This is promising for England. In the end, it's only a corner. Down goes Redknapp. Again, no left foot there. Now short of left-footed players in this team, England.
Yeah, everybody said that when the squad was announced, that there was going to be problems.
Beckham delivering this time. Goes Adams, a little bit of pushing in there. Well seen by referee Collina. Bit of jostling on goalkeeper Sullivan.
You're right to point that out, Peter, that the left-hand side for England has been a problem. Phil Neville did very well in the first game, but wasn't expected to push too far forward. Now that England need to push forward somewhat on the left-hand side, it's a bit of a struggle. Jamie Redknapp not his first choice position, of course, there on the left-hand side.
The likes of Lasso and Anderton missing at the moment through injury for England. They do have Steve Guppy on the bench, the Leicester City wide man. It's one alternative open to Kevin Keegan. Here's Shearer. Collins was snapping away at him, and it will be a Scotland throw. Scotland, who lost only twice in their qualifying group before finishing second behind the Czech Republic, who won all their matches. McCann ran straight into a block tackle from Campbell. But here's John Collins. Now Ferguson, who has swept it on to Burley. Dodds has been very lively again up front. But England have it back through Paul Scholes. Neville is away down the left. Scholes just tucking inside him again. Here's Paul Scholes. 25 yesterday. Beckham. Now can Neville get his cross in from here? Got 3 or 2 in the box with Shearer here. It won't count. It won't count. Pushing by Shearer. And this man, I can tell you, will stand for no nonsense, Collina.
You see Alan Shearer there just pulling around behind Colin Hendry. To be fair, not a great deal wrong there from Alan Shearer.
Just led with his arm, isn't he? That's
he's just lent into Sullivan there, and that was enough for Collina to give the free kick.
It was touch and go for a moment. Looking for McCann. Flag up for offside. Double winner with Rangers last season, McCann. In from the start tonight to just give him a little bit more width, a bit more pace up front. Shearer leading the line for England. 14 goals in all competitions this season. Owen goes Scholes. Just a hint of a trip then as he clashed with David Weir. But no protest from Scholes. But again, some hesitancy at the back from Scotland.
Well, Barry Ferguson just trying to knock that ball back to Sullivan. David Weir's got right in the way of his header. And that could have been very similar to the incident where Gallagher nearly scored for Scotland on Saturday. There's confusion between Ince and Keown. Nearly the same thing there between Ferguson and Weir.
That one on Saturday, one of very few that they created, Scotland. Adams and Keown weren't troubled too often, and always David Seaman. And of course he made that very smart save early on from Kevin Gallagher. Shearer, who didn't have a single opportunity in front of goal at the weekend. Redknapp combining now with Neville. Shearer looking to get onto the end of the cross. In goes Beckham. Ince was available to him, still Beckham. Three waiting on the cross, including Scholes, but he was nowhere near that one. Easily claimed by Sullivan. Ten minutes of the first half to go. Collins has won it in the air. Off goes Dodds now. Hutchison calling far side. Still Billy Dodds. Burley's well forward too. Dodds back to Collins on that dangerous left foot. Not quite sweet enough. And Hendry beat David Seaman at Arsenal with a stunning free kick earlier in the season. He wasn't far away here.
Well, plenty of determination and aggression about Scotland there. John Collins just couldn't quite get the ball to come down soon enough. He had to hesitate, which allowed Ince to get fairly near to him. And he's just dragged it away past David Seaman's left-hand post.
Dailly winning his aerial duel with Alan Shearer. Southgate, the Aston Villa defender. That was Hendry. Back up to Scholes. Scholes, who is delaying a hernia operation to enable him to play in this fixture and indeed in Manchester United's recent games. Well then by Dodds. Here's Redknapp. Shearer. Then Philip Neville, whose brother Gary is on the way back from injury. Not available to England at the moment. Beckham. Campbell. Beckham looking to swing that one in, but it was straight to Collins. Dodds. Look how tight Southgate was on him. Good defending then by Southgate. McCann. They've got to keep the ball in play. Collins. McCann again. Dodds setting off into the middle with Hutchison. Scotland claiming it's their throw, and the referee's assistant over on that far side doesn't concur with that view.
That's a decent ball in from Neil McCann, but again, maybe just a little bit too early. He had one-on-one again with David Beckham. And believe me, Neil McCann has ability to take one-on-one situations, take somebody to task there. And again, he just needs to find that confidence.
Haven't quite got a cutting edge yet in front of goal, Scotland. But some of their build-up play has been impressive. Burley to Colin Hendry, 34 next month. His days at Rangers certainly seem to be numbered. Hence the prospect of his move to Derby County for around 1.5 million. Dailly, a former Derby player, now with Blackburn. This is McCann, who slipped past Campbell. Options in the middle here. And it's, yes, it's in from Hutchison. And Scotland have the goal that has brought them right back into this playoff. Don Hutchison. And it's a goal, Trevor Stephen, that has been coming for some time, you would have to say.
Oh, thoroughly deserved, Peter, and it was an excellent move once again. Neil McCann, who got on the wrong side of Sol Campbell here. As you can see, Sol Campbell commits himself, and this is cool, calm play from Neil McCann. Great ball in. He's allowed the runner, Don Hutchison, to get the momentum above Tony Adams. Never easy to out-jump that man. And he got enough on it to beat David Seaman. Billy Dodds, he's just been putting David Seaman off there as well. But that's a goal that's well deserved for Scotland.
It came in the 39th minute. To the absolute delight, although it's not showing it there, of Craig Brown. Only his 4th goal for his country, but then he only won his first cap earlier this year, Hutchison. What a valuable goal that could be now. Neville, as England look to strike back through Scholes. Hendry's clearance. Only as far as Adams. Out-jumped. Don't see that too often. For the Scotland goal. Seaman got a hand to it, but no more than that. Here is Hutchison, the hero of Scotland. McCann's ahead of him. Burley away down the right. Scotland throw. Really buoyant now.
Well, this is the very scenario that neutrals were hoping for, that a goal would go in from Scotland, and now England have to react. Did they sit back or did they come forward? Did they allow Scotland some more room? But to be quite honest, Scotland have thoroughly deserved it. They've created their own opportunities and created their own space, and it's a real headache for Kevin Keegan and his men at the moment.
It's game on at Wembley. McCann. They're onside. It was Campbell away. Owen was only flitted in and out of the first half, really. Shearer. England haven't created too much, and they won't this way. Owen lost his bearings. Out steps Colin Hendry. Davidson. Into the last 5 minutes of the first half, which is going Scotland's way. England still lead 2-1 on aggregate, of course. But the Scots are right back in this playoff now. Collins to Hutchison. Dodds. Now comes Tony Adams. On to Owen. Slipping past Burley. But he can't get a run on goal. Redknapp. Michael Owen again. Redknapp. Shearer. This is better from England. Ince. Supporting him is Scholes. Ince again. Redknapp didn't really get hold of it though. He stuffed his shot. And it was no problem at all for Neil Sullivan. Big problems though for Keegan's team.
I said earlier that he won't be happy at all with the way England started the game. Wrong tempo, wrong atmosphere they were giving off to each other. And they paid the price for it, giving Scotland too much room.
Shearer to Owen. Ince couldn't latch on to that pass though. Burchill challenged them with McCann. Both players really biting in. And Collina can't get to them to sort it out. Beckham's got involved. Well, he's going to show the yellow card, which he has produced from his pocket, Collina. And there seemed to be more of a reaction from the other players than the 2 men involved, Trevor.
Exactly, I think that was overblown entirely. Paul Ince has gone in. I think it was a booking. It was not a two-footed tackle as such, but sort of got both legs wrapped around the ball there. You know, he might claim that he went for the ball, which is fair enough. And Neil McCann's reaction was just to welly the ball away in the end. But overreaction certainly from the other players.
Caution for Paul Ince. Collina is still not happy. Wanting a word, is he with Hutchison? On you go. Dailly. Hit long towards Hutchison. That's Collins. Adams on his guard. Scholes. On to Owen. Here's Colin Hendry. Ferguson wants to take it on. The Scots on a real high at the moment. but they still need another one at least. And at this stage, you wouldn't rule it out. England have certainly not been at their most cohesive. The Scots have punished them with the one goal from Hutchison, and it was no big surprise the way Scotland were playing. Hendry, again England backing off.
Well, it's good play from Scotland as well, because they're taking the sting out of it. England would look to hit back straight away, but if they can't get the ball, then there's no chance of them hitting back, and Scotland are playing it exactly right at the moment, making sure they keep possession and just take the sting out of the game slightly.
Bit of leaning in then from Don Hutchison. It's only his 7th cap tonight. Such a crucial goal to revive his team's prospects of making it through to Euro 2000. Off goes Dailly. Now Collins. England not really shutting him down. McCann. Burley's got some space over on the right side, but it's Redknapp now breaking for England. We're in stoppage time at the end of the first half. Shearer's away on the left. This is Michael Owen trying to dance his way through. There's so much pace. Defenders do tend to back off. You just can't allow him to take you on.
Now, when he builds up pace like that, you start to worry, and Scottish defence backed off. In the end, it could have run through him, through for him rather fairly luckily. Enough numbers in that Scottish central defence to clear the ball.
Just a 1 minute of added time at the end of this first period. That 1 minute almost up. Just looking at the front two of Owen and Shearer, they haven't really functioned, you feel, as a pair tonight. No real conviction about their partnership. This is Burley for Scotland. Now Collins. Just taking it too far. And referee Collina has blown the half-time whistle. And what a first half it has been for Scotland. Double the one goal tonight to lead at the halfway stage. Don Hutchison on 39 minutes. And you have to say, Trevor Stephen alongside me here, that at this stage it's the Scots who look like winning this game and maybe going on to the Euro 2000 finals.
Well, the first half was dominated by Scotland. There's no question about that. And I think England have got themselves a real problem. The first half performance was so average. It's going to be difficult for them to lift it. And it's never easy to be halfway through a game and then be asked to really produce some form. And they've got it all to do. And I hope Kevin Keegan has been managing to give his team a really good team talk at half-time, because nothing happened in the first half for them.
Well, I remember he gave one or two of the players a real roasting at half-time in the recent friendly against Belgium. And I'm sure he's had a few stinging words to deliver during the half-time interval at Wembley tonight. England really weren't at the races in the first half. Beckham on to Shearer. Scholes darting through the centre, but Shearer couldn't locate him. Hutchison, the goal scorer. On by Burley. Ince bravely heading on for England. Now Jamie Redknapp. Neville is the outlet for him down this left side for England. But he is naturally right-footed and does tend to cut inside. It's Redknapp. His one previous goal in that game against Belgium was a pretty spectacular strike. And Redknapp was one of the players during half-time in that match that Keegan had a go at, saying he needed to be more positive from midfield. Tonight it's the all-round display of just about everybody out there in a white shirt that needs an improvement. Here's McCann. He's had a real spiky presence for Scotland. Played in towards Dodds. McCann again. Of course, if Scotland do score again without any reply from England, well, then we go into extra time and maybe penalties.
So that was a half chance he had there, you know. Just totally mishit that, but worked it really well to get that opportunity with Billy Dodds. And again, showing that Scotland have the capability this evening to weave their way through this England defence. Something they didn't show us at all at Hampden.
It's been a much more vibrant display by Scotland. Much more positive. But England surely can only improve in this second half. Seemed very lacklustre in the first period. And Kevin Keegan will not have been a happy man. He expected his team to win tonight and to win in style. Scotland, remember, haven't won here since 1981, and they haven't beaten England home or away since the mid-1980s, 1985 in fact, up at Hampden. But Craig Brown has been reminding everybody they haven't lost 2 competitive games in a row since he took charge. Burley. Only Weir was available to him, but here's Collins now. Ferguson almost showing too much of the ball to Alan Shearer. Hendry. Ferguson again. Redknapp. There's nobody down this left side at all. Ince to Campbell. Good ball from Beckham. Here's Paul Ince again. Shearer ghosted away to the right, hoping to open up some space. For instance, right through the middle, but it wasn't to be.
Once again, Peter, when Paul Ince has come across the box there, again, there's nothing out on the left-hand side. He felt compelled to go himself. Nothing to release the ball to, and eventually lost the ball.
The rugged challenge by Beckham, for which he has been rightly penalised. Just about got his temper in check then. Can be such a volatile character, Beckham. But he's had a magnificent year. Let nothing be taken away from him. The way he's bounced back from his disappointment at the World Cup finals, his misdemeanor against Argentina, which no one will ever let him forget. But he certainly has shown his character over the past 12 months, which is why he's a contender for European Player of the Year. David Weir for Scotland. In goes Adams with Dodds. Adams having to chase back now. Burley. Hutchison's ahead of him. So is McCann here. And it was Beckham running back to divert the ball away for the corner.
Yeah, and again, Scotland doing very well in midfield. Again, to come out with the ball. This is a good ball through to Neil McCann. Nice little touch around Beckham. Under pressure, he knocks that ball for a corner.
Breaking with real purpose then, Scotland. Here's John Collins. Weir and Dailly in the box. Beckham sliding it away as far as Owen, then Scholes. Now Beckham sprinting away down that right side. Again, there's absolutely nothing on the left. Redknapp, who has got forward on this side of the pitch. But he's played it straight to Hendry. Far too predictable. Out comes Colin Hendry. Hutchison. McCann in space over on the far side. Campbell is there with him. Ferguson going for goal. Just the wrong side of the post. And referee Collina is calling over Davidson, I think. And he's shown him the yellow card.
Again there, Barry Ferguson being set up by Neil McCann this time. Didn't get it right at all, but certainly the opportunity was there. And again, England allows Scotland to progress. And they find it fairly easy to get into positions where they can have a pop at goal.
The hardliner Collina showing the yellow card to Callum Davidson for his indiscretion. Bookings, incidentally, won't be carried over into the Euro 2000 finals. Red cards will. Neville. Shearer, not really on the same wavelength though as Owen or Redknapp, who was nearest to him.
Well, there doesn't seem to be any coherency really about this England performance so far. Very worrying situation for the England camp.
Yes, we were talking at half-time. You were saying they're playing as individuals and not as a unit.
Yeah, they are. That's exactly what's happening. And when Scotland do have the ball, when England go to try and close them down, they're doing it in ones and twos, and they really do need a collective team effort to try and win the ball back early. And we don't see that aggression about the England play this evening.
Scotland won only 6 of their last 20 internationals. But they have the upper hand tonight against England. Beckham. Oh, a chance here for Shearer. A chance he has failed to take. The slip let him in.
That was an easy chance. Colin Hendry yet again just finding he's not got that extra half yard of pace that he should have. Not had enough matches, remember. But we've seen Alan Shearer do a lot better from situations like that. And that's his first shot in 2 games, of course.
Hasn't been his night so far, or England's. Ferguson. Now Don Hutchison. Foul on Scholes. A real abrasive edge to this game, but then you would have expected nothing else when these two meet head on. Scholes. Ince has come short for him. Campbell away down the right. That was out of play.
That sort of sums up England's performance so far.
Too casual.
Very much so, Peter, and basically England are going to get caught out if it continues in this vein. Very sloppy.
Well, Keegan had said after the first game, we're in the driving seat, now I expect us to drive. But they haven't got out of first gear yet. Collins. Ferguson with a neat touch to Hutchison. It's certainly Scotland who are playing more confidently with far more conviction. Davidson. It was Collins just prodding it on to McCann. Hutchison is near post. Burley going in as well. Neville managed to smuggle it away. Now it's Colin Hendry. Again, England being pegged back. Weir. Hutchison has won it in the air against Southgate.
Does that really well, Don Hutchison. He gets himself into the centre-forward position and he challenges really well. And we saw that with the goal, certainly when he got on the shoulder of Tony Adams. And on this occasion, he's given Gareth Southgate a hard time.
They're certainly keeping England's defenders fully occupied. Here's Shearer now, trying to make some kind of impression. Collins has come scampering back under pressure from Shearer. That's good play by Collins. And that'll be a throw to England. 10 minutes into the second half. Scotland 1 up on the night. England 2-1 ahead on aggregate. Craig Burley going off for some treatment. Got a whack on the face. Hopefully that's not as bad as it looks.
I think he just got that in an aerial challenge before. Nothing malicious about that. Not an off-the-ball incident or anything like it.
The ball squirreling away off Campbell, and it's a goal kick to the Scots. England haven't lost in their last 6 against the old enemy. Really up against it though this evening. Here's how Burley got his thump in the face. He'll be back on. And right on cue, he returns to the fray. Returns to the battle, and my word, it is a battle out there. On by Shearer. It was Dailly's headed clearance. Hutchison trying to pick out McCann, who's giving Southgate problems. Then Billy Dodds. Not good enough to beat Seaman. Dodds, who hit the bar, of course, in the first game at Hampden.
Simple ball forward there from Don Hutchison. Good work from McCann, allowing Billy Dodds to try and get that shot in. And again, it's Scotland who are able to create something. And what is normally a solid England defence, certainly finding the movement of the Scottish players difficult to deal with.
Well, for the neutrals, the goal for Scotland was just what the game needed tonight. But for England fans, this is hard viewing. Not so for those who follow Scotland, and there are plenty of them here at Wembley this evening, and they're making plenty of noise. Rather subdued in the second half, upper hand on the Scots, with England so much in control and not really being stretched. It's been a different story this evening. Here's Callum Davidson. What we wonder, do Scotland still have left in the locker? Beckham back on defensive duty. Beckham again, just clipping it up towards Redknapp, but Ferguson was there first. Will Keegan make a change or two?
As it stands, it just looks hard work for the England team out there. Nobody being able to pick a pass, no great movement. Sure, the desire's there to put it right, but it's not happening for just now.
Owen. He's overrun it though. Outnumbered in the end by a whole posse of Scotland defenders. Barry Ferguson, who's still eligible to play for the under-21s. Hutchison trying to work it on to Dodds. It was Southgate with the interception for England. Collins offside against Barry Ferguson.
It's not quite timing his run there, only slightly, mind you. Barry Ferguson just trying to push a bit further forward in the second half. Normally plays a holding role. Scotland just starting to take one or two chances. Could count against them, of course, if England get away on the break.
No need for Scotland to panic yet. I'm sure they will take more risks as the game wears on. But at this stage, well, they are dominating the match, and you would not rule out another goal for them.
They certainly look the more likely, Peter.
That was Campbell. It's not going to plan at the moment for Kevin Keegan's team. Thank goodness he'll be thinking we got two up at Hampden. But will those two be enough? Collins. Bounce out for an England throw. Andy Cole. It's the major option, I suppose, open to Keegan. Cole for Owen will be the obvious swap. Ince now onto Michael Owen. Still Owen. Brought down. The referee had a perfect view. No question of a penalty. It's actually a terrific tackle from Collins.
Superbly timed tackle from John Collins, just when Michael Owen beginning to show us that little bit of magic. John Collins comes in. There's no way the referee could give a penalty for that. He's given the corner.
More repairs needed for Craig Burley. Wild horses wouldn't drag him off.
Certainly doesn't want to go off at this juncture, because a corner coming in for England. Scotland desperately want to keep Craig Burley on the field. You know, Collina's desperate to get him off, but Scotland are equally desperate to keep him on, and thankfully the referee has seen the urgency that he does need to stay on the field in this situation.
And any kind of head injury, and referees are under strict instructions, of course, to enable those players to receive attention where needed.
Sensible referee in there from Collina.
It won't reach Shearer. That was Dodds. Beckham can try again now. Better delivery this time. That was Weir. Was that a nudge by Beckham? Apparently not. And he's lost possession. Not too crucial as it turned out. There is Beckham again, but it's harmlessly through to Sullivan. The game remains on a knife edge here for the right to go on to the Euro 2000 finals in Holland and Belgium next year. It hasn't proved, certainly hasn't proved by any means the foregone conclusion tonight that many predicted it would be. Shearer. Redknapp. This is Beckham. Again, Campbell had gone loping forward, but it's an easy clearance in the end for Hendry. Southgate under pressure then from Dodds. Real feisty character up front for Scotland. Davidson. Dodds again. He's been such a willing worker for the Scots, but then they've had plenty of them. Here's another, McCann. He's made a difference. His inclusion tonight.
Excellent work there from Neil McCann. You're right to pick out Billy Dodds. His movement's been exceptional. Here's the change for the England team. Not one that I thought Kevin Keegan would have planned on initially.
Heskey coming on to replace Michael Owen. Heskey rather than Andy Cole. So a physical presence up front for England now with the muscular figure of Emil Heskey, the Leicester City striker. Thoughts on that, Trevor?
Well, it's a fairly easy option actually for Kevin Keegan to take one of the front men off and put Heskey on. Okay, it's not Cole, but it's still a front runner. And I'm just thinking about the midfield has been a disappointing area for England, and there's been nothing to change that.
Collins whipping over the corner. It almost reached Dailly. Now it's Burley to fire it back in. And it was Tony Adams with the block. And a crucial one too from England's point of view.
Oh, too many touches there for Craig Burley. Too many. That was the one that he didn't need. If he could have hit the ball first time, Tony Adams wouldn't have got out there to block the shot.
Campbell is injured at the moment, but limping on as England organise themselves defensively, hoping to repel this latest Scottish raid. David Weir just nicked off the head then, I think, of Campbell. Davidson getting involved.
Good ball in there from David Weir, driving it across the box, and Callum Davidson who came flying in, just trying to get on the end of it. Here he comes at the back post. Bit of contact there, I think, with David Beckham. Just there, that little nudge.
Campbell clearly felt that the Scotsman made a meal of it. Well, Heskey is now injured. Neville. Heskey looking to run it off. Here's Redknapp, getting a real whip for England. Tony Adams. Neville has advanced. Heskey's in the middle, so is Shearer. Nothing on for either of them. Dodds, a little careless with his header. Straight to Paul Ince. Redknapp. Again, England's counter-attack, potential counter-attack breaking down. Yellow card for Dailly. Is it here? That's Redknapp's challenge, which is pretty rugged.
Must admit, I didn't quite see that incident with Dailly.
No, well,
you might have thought that Redknapp might have got a yellow card with his challenge on McCann.
Well, I'm sure it's Dailly he's cautioned. A little bit of confusion there surrounding referee Collina. Almost halfway through the second half. England 0, Scotland 1 on the night. Don Hutchison. England 2-1 up on aggregate from the two from Paul Scholes at Hampden. Collins, he's just bent it too far, too near to Seaman. It has been anything but the stroll, though, that England might have hoped for. But all credit to the Scots for the way that they have played this evening and taken the game to the home side in such determined fashion. Emil Heskey winning his fourth cap. Here he is now, the Frank Bruno lookalike. A little shuffle then from Heskey. Neville. Shearer lurking around the 6-yard box. England corner. Who does he support? Adams is up, and Southgate. Beckham try to find one of his teammates in the centre. That's Campbell. And then Heskey. And the decision going Scotland's way. Can they find one more goal to take this game into extra time? Redknapp. That was Beckham. Redknapp was certainly cautioned, and so too was Christian Dailly. A fiery contest between these old and bitter rivals. Parlour going through his paces. Maybe he'll be called on soon. Just back from injury. Wasn't available for selection at the weekend. Ince on to Heskey, who really has made dramatic progress with Leicester City. This is Beckham. Easy enough though for Sullivan to collect.
Again, it's good defensive work from Scotland, not allowing England to get any momentum. John Collins there blocking David Beckham's attempted cross. I really do think that Kevin Keegan needs to look at this midfield area. We've not seen Paul Scholes at all during the game. Jamie Redknapp, a bit of a misfit on the left-hand side, really. He's not comfortable with those positions, with making the runs that a left-sided player would make.
It'll be England's throw. The Scottish fans here in great voice now, hoping that their team under Craig Brown can pull off, well, a minor miracle. That's what it seemed like at the outset. Not so much so now. The way the two teams are shaping up in front of this full house at Wembley. Craig Brown, who was assuring us beforehand he was still confident, still believed his team could transform the contest, and he may yet be proved right. Campbell. England's passing has been poor at times, hasn't it?
It's been very poor from every department as well, Peter. No real great moves to speak of during the whole game so far. All the good passing, all the good movements come from Scotland.
You can count on one hand the number of decent chances that England have carved out. Let's see what Heskey can do here. Scholes has made a run into the box, so too Jamie Redknapp. Just reminding us there that he's a right-footed player.
Well, Heskey's been brought on to do this sort of thing, get wide and use his strength, use his pace. And Jamie Redknapp getting into that position, he's not particularly comfortable, unfortunately.
And with 20 minutes to go, there's still no sign of an England goal that will settle down a few nerves, not least those on the England bench. Kevin Keegan and the England entourage certainly can't relax at the moment. Scotland extending them every inch of the way. Christian Dailly, well cut out though by Beckham. Going for the spectacular, and even by his standards, that was a mite ambitious.
We did well to nick the ball initially here from Christian Dailly. That was good, but it really wasn't on. The shot wasn't on there. Colin Hendry was well between him and the goal.
Beckham, who's only scored once for England in, what, 27 games now. That was against Colombia, I remember, in the World Cup finals. Shearer, who's had just that one chance this evening and none at all at Hampden. Redknapp. Now Scholes. Really has been on the periphery of things tonight. Oh, McCann choosing the wrong option, giving it away to Neville. Ferguson. This is Dailly, and then to John Collins. Davidson is wide of him. Scotland on the accelerator again. McCann to Collins. Good into passing. But can they find some penetration here? McCann. Barry Ferguson. Redknapp was after him. Collins, too predictable in the end. Shearer having to track back. Then Neville. Here is Alan Shearer, England's captain, looking to inspire.
And England's captain coming very, very deep to get involved in the play as well, which is quite noticeable.
Campbell being put under here by Dodds. Well played. Campbell did well then to withstand the challenge. Heskey slipped on to Ince, then Beckham. England striving for some fluency going forward, but again it's to no avail. Collins, Dailly chased that one. Craig Burley, one of Scotland's better players at the weekend, Burley, and he's been impressive again tonight, but they've had a few more who've shot this time. Still danger for England. No one on the end of the cross, not in a blue shirt anyway. Neville couldn't play it away, but there's nobody upfield, and it was pretty poor clearance anyway.
Well, once again, Scotland managed to get the ball wide. It's Callum Davidson originally giving them the width, then good work from Billy Dodds. Great cross there from Neil McCann, really, if somebody had taken a chance. And this just might be the young man to try and take one of those opportunities.
Mark Burchill of Celtic, the 19-year-old, is coming on. Came on late in the day at the weekend. He has got scorching pace. You've seen a fair bit of him, Trevor.
Yeah, he's very, very quick. Definitely the quickest player in Scottish football at this moment in time.
It's time now for Craig Brown to gamble. They need another goal. Dodds, caught then by Redknapp. And this might be an opportunity for John Collins.
And certainly John Collins' type of range. Billy Dodds just looking for that one somewhat, but he got it. Give it the referee, really, because Jamie Redknapp didn't do a lot wrong.
Well, too much aggression for the referee's liking from Jamie Redknapp. Will it yet be costly for England? Collins is hovering, so is Hutchison and Craig Burley. And it will be Hutchison. Seaman couldn't hold on and was brave then to gather the rebound as two players homed in on him. Really fire through them by Hutchison.
Lots of activity around the free kick. Didn't know whether it was going to be John Collins or Don Hutchison. Hutchison eventually hit it, skidded off this surface once again, and David Seaman a little bit fortunate just to grasp the ball before the Scottish player could get there.
And with 15 minutes to go, yet another reminder that England are not home and dry yet. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Heskey, who's taken quite a battering since coming on. Gingerly making his way towards the penalty box. How England would relish a goal now to give them some kind of cushion. That's Beckham. Well claimed though by Sullivan, who in truth hasn't had too much to do.
That's always comforting for a defence to see a goalkeeper come out and take crosses like that. And Neil Sullivan's done his job very well this evening.
Yeah, he's looked the part generally for Scotland in all the matches he's played. Turning out to be the successor to Jim Leighton in the Scotland goal. David Seaman, who's been England's #1 for so long, under a bit of pressure now from Nigel Martin these days. Up goes Heskey. Davidson to fetch for Scotland, but then give it away to Ince. Now David Beckham. It's a clever pass too. Shearer was the man out wide. It was Hendry's header, only as far as Redknapp. A little change of pace, which deceived the defender, Craig Burley, but not the referee. England free kick.
Redknapp just showing a little trick there, just stepping over the ball, able to move the ball before Burley could get his challenge in. And this is definitely Beckham territory, isn't it?
He will fancy this one, David Beckham. He has scored some stunning free kicks in recent years. Is this going to be another one today? I remember the Charity Shield here at the start of the season against Arsenal when he called in such a delightful effort. And Sullivan will always remember the chip, of course, on the halfway line, playing for Wimbledon. It wasn't far away. A whisker away from Beckham.
It's one of the best free kicks he's hit recently. You know, he's not been on great form with those free kicks, but that one, that was almost postage stamp stuff, and Sullivan wouldn't have got there.
Yeah, he thought it was in. More nail-biting ahead for Keegan on that England bench. England's passage into the finals of the European Championships not yet secure. A fighting performance from Scotland tonight has made sure of that. Tony Adams launching it long towards Heskey, and then Shearer. It was Dailly who hacked it out. It's a really tense affair now as the minutes tick away at Wembley. England so close, but Scotland giving it their all. Redknapp to Philip Neville. Shearer looking to attack the cross, but can't do so. Then it's Beckham, back for Ince, as ever so competitive in the challenge. Paul Scholes. Heskey's little flick. That's good covering by Collins, but now it's Heskey again. Neville, Scholes. Away comes Dodds, who's been so bright for the Scots. Hutchison, who has scored their one goal so far. They've got to get another one if they are to survive. Ince, so he's got caught. Billy Dodds. The great tackle then by Adams to deny him. Fantastic challenge.
Perfectly timed challenge, and this was great work from Don Hutchison. Billy Dodds just took his eye off the ball for 1 second, and that was enough for Tony Adams to get back. Craig Brown knew the opportunity had gone. But it's such a slender lead that England have now as far as the two-leg situation is concerned.
Collins with the corner. Oh, save from Seaman. Terrific stop. What a reaction save from the goalkeeper.
Well, anywhere either side of David Seaman, and that's a goal.
Dailly, isn't it?
Very well worked. Yeah, Christian Dailly came in on the flank.
Dodds swinging it back in. Here's Hendry. David Weir. We're inside the last 10 minutes. England defending for their lives now. I thought they said David Seaman was finished, Trevor. What a stop.
He's earned his corner there, hasn't he? A good flick on from Don Hutchison. Perfectly timed run from Christian Dailly. And he was Johnny on the spot there, was David Seaman. Didn't know too much about it. A quick movement of hands.
Well, he knows how close it was. Can't believe it down there, Craig Brown. I mean, anywhere other than straight at Seaman, and that was in. Hendry. Collins with the back pass to Davidson, which he won't have thanked him for.
Well, whatever happens, it's been a glorious performance from Scotland so far. England really trying to crawl to the winning post.
Well, they've got us all on the edge of our seats at Wembley, and I'm sure you are watching at home or wherever you're viewing the game. Real drama here now. Neville to Redknapp. For Shearer, darting in, but deflecting it wide rather than on target.
Yeah, when that ball's come in, that Alan Shearer doing well, getting across the defender, getting across David Weir. Nobody taking a chance on his flick.
Collins. Well, one back by Beckham, but his foot was high. Dailly, who demanded that reaction stop from David Seaman. Reminding us Seaman he is still England's #1. Campbell. Here's Heskey. Evading the challenge from John Collins. Ince, wide to Neville. Redknapp on the left side here, where he certainly has not been comfortable. Neville, square of him is Tony Adams. On the rampage now for England. How they would relish a goal here to see off Scotland's challenge. But not that way. Weir on to Dodds, whose commitment, as with all the Scots, has been total. Southgate and Seaman. Just for a moment there, I thought they might get caught in two minds.
Well, if they can feed the right ball through to Mark Burchill, he's certainly got the pace to take on any of the England defenders. And that wasn't a million miles away from being the correct ball to him.
Burchill, who started against Lithuania.